What's going on, YouTube? I hope you're all having a fantastic day, evening, morning, night, wherever you guys reside on this planet Earth. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a new challenge. And that challenge is redesigning old designs that I've done in the past. Now, with today's redesign, I'm actually going to be taking a look at some of my old work that I've done, and that being a header that I made way back in the day utilizing the Apple kind of exclusive, I guess, presentation app that they have called Keynote. If you're not familiar, just think of Microsoft PowerPoint. It's just Apple's version of that. So that's what I was using back in the day to do all of my designs when I was first just learning and kind of doing it as a hobby. So one of the things that I made was, like I said, a header that I made for a friend in the past. This was a header for Ness, and he's someone that I met through gaming. And if you're watching this video right now, I hope you're doing well, by the way. Make sure to comment down below and let me know. If not, wherever you are, I hope you're doing good, my man. It's pretty obvious what he wanted, but I remember him specifically asking for a header that had his name on it and had space, and for some reason he wanted this particular photo, which was BB-8 being carried by porgs. See, I'm not a Star Wars guy, so this is a bit foreign to me, but he wanted this particular photo in it, and I said, why not, of course. So the header that you see here on screen is the actual header that we ended up creating. Very simple, not much going on, and our job today is to redesign this and kind of bring it to roughly the standard that I have nowadays when it comes to my designs. So with that being said, the rules of this challenge are pretty simple, and it's basically I need to make sure and incorporate each of the elements that I used in the previous design or my old design in general. They don't have to be quite specific. However, I do have some of those assets here just in case. I was able to find them pretty easily. So I'm going to be trying to utilize them, but for the most part, as long as it incorporates his name, the idea of space in the background, and these porgs carrying BB-8, I guess, then we're good. So that's going to be the focus in today's video. It's going to be pretty short, nothing too crazy, and I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts as I'm going, and we'll see what we can get. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Right off the bat, I knew that within this redesign, I wanted to incorporate a better job in terms of blending all of the assets together that we actually used in the old design. And for starters, that was the actual typeface that we used for Ness's name. So I decided to utilize the typeface known as nasalization. Essentially, it's a typeface that mimics the logo of NASA. And since we're kind of in space, I want to kind of keep that theme going. So we implemented that and kind of stuffed it in the back with all of these stars to kind of make it blend within there as if it was kind of floating throughout space as well. We also made sure to have it go behind the actual planet in the background to kind of add a bit of depth overall. Afterwards, we made sure to grab all of our assets that we needed. The clash between two-dimensional and three-dimensional was kind of bugging me on the old design, so I wanted to incorporate a few newer and three-dimensional designs. So we made sure to grab a couple screenshots from the actual movie and some random transparent images that I just found off of Google, along with some newer ones, and that being the ships. Now, again, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, so I have no idea if these ships are actually a part of the same timeline, if they were ever introduced at the same time. I have no idea. You can correct me in the comments. I'm not really going to care that much, I'm going to be honest. But hey, that's just me. So I wanted to incorporate a few more ships because it just makes sense. We're kind of in this space theme vibe that we kind of have going on. So I wanted to make sure to include that. So we have them all implemented, and then we had to add in some highlights and some shadows. So some of these highlights for some of these assets were actually in the opposite direction, because within this environment, you can see that the light is coming from the right side based off of the fact of the planet in the background. You could see it has that glow to the right. So I wanted to make sure to incorporate that and kind of make everything seem a bit more cohesive. So that's why you see us adding shadows on the left and highlights on the right mainly. After that, we went ahead and added a gradient map to the whole thing in terms of all of the assets to kind of make sure to get this similar vibe in terms of these pinks, blues, and magentas within this background, just to kind of give it the same kind of feel. Afterwards, we went ahead and added some motion blur to the ships to make them seem as if they were actually moving pretty quickly throughout space. And finally, we incorporated a camera raw filter just to kind of blend everything together a bit more and make certain elements pop out a bit better. Yeah, I'm sure we can kind of go way more deeper into this and really just fine tune it and go into all the little nitty gritty. But I think the main thing that I want to kind of get across is more of the concept and implementing a few techniques that I didn't really know about in the past and see what we can kind of come up with at this point in my kind of skill set when it comes to being a graphic designer. So if we were to actually pull the original back into here, it's actually like really funny kind of going back and forth. So this is the original that we had in the very first attempt at this, and this is the new one that we pretty much just came up with. So pretty similar, obviously. The only difference is mainly the actual assets when it came to the porgs and BB-8. I decided to kind of go for more of this three-dimensional look. I felt that the 2D and the 3D of the background was a bit too clashing, and I think with this new kind of approach to it, I think we kind of did a better job of blending everything together and kind of creating this environment for this header. So I think it's pretty good. Definitely could have gone way deeper and kind of perfected it, but I think that's not really the point of this series. It's mainly just to kind of get the concept down on the canvas and be able to kind of see relatively where my skill set has changed and all the new techniques that I've kind of learned as my road as a designer kind of continues. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys actually enjoyed the redesign that we did for this header, and if you guys want to see more of this, make sure to leave a like down below and comment letting me know that you'd like to see more redesigns. I have a ton of things that I've done in the past that I would love to kind of go into and remake, whether that's more headers or some logos or even overlays that we've done in the past. I would love to be able to kind of go back in and kind of test my skills and see where we're at currently in terms of our skill set. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. It's been myself, Steven, aka Scream. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. Laters.